Hey guys, it's Amber here with eTrailer. Today we're out here at Traverse St. Louis and we're going to talk about the differences between travel trailers and fifth wheels. So if you're just getting into camping and you're not sure which direction to go, or even if you have one of these types of trailers but you're thinking about jumping ship to the other type of camper, what are the differences, what's going to be best, and most importantly, what's going to be best for you? We're going to get into that now. So first up is budget. Now in general, travel trailers are almost always going to cost less than fifth wheels. Even if you put a 30-foot travel trailer and a 30-foot fifth wheel side by side, chances are the travel trailer is going to be less expensive. It's also going to be true when you come to the hitching equipment. So the fifth wheel hitch that you're going to have to get to tow your fifth wheel is going to be much more expensive than any equipment that you have to use to tow your travel trailer, which is a hitch, a ball mount, maybe a weight distribution system. All that stuff is going to cost much less. It's also going to hold true when it comes to heating and cooling your rig. So you can see here our travel trailer ceilings are not super high, our space isn't super wide, and if we compare this to a typical fifth wheel setup where the ceilings are much higher and there's more slide outs, there's a lot more wide space, you're going to have a lot more to heat and cool. So in general, that's just going to cost more overall. So we're going to go ahead and give this point to the travel trailers, but if budget isn't a super big concern for you, feel free to keep looking at those fifth wheels. So with fifth wheels, you are going to be limited to driving a truck. In some cases, you might be able to get away with towing with a half-ton truck, but in most cases with fifth wheels, you're going to need at least a 3/4 or a 1-ton truck to tow. And the bigger fifth wheels are going to start getting into the territory of needing dualies or diesels, and obviously that's going to add a lot of price to that budget. So if you don't already have that truck, that's something that you need to figure in, as well as the extra cost of fuel. That's going to go up. So just be aware that you are going to be a lot more limited when it comes to tow vehicles for your fifth wheel compared to your travel trailer. So for versatility, we're going to give the point to travel trailers on this one as well. Another thing to think about is the use of your truck bed if you are towing with a truck. With a travel trailer, you're going to have all of that bed space free and open to put any gear inside or just use it whenever you want if you need to make a trip to the hardware store. But a fifth wheel, you're going to have to contend with the hitch being in your bed, even when you're not towing typically. So you're going to have this huge truck and you can't even really use the bed. So that's kind of a downside with fifth wheels. So we're going to go ahead and give the point to travel trailers on this one just because they leave your truck a lot more usable. Now our friend Jake does have an adapter that lets him attach his fifth wheel to a gooseneck ball in his truck for an additional cost, so that is something that you might consider if you are really set on a fifth wheel. Next thing you want to think about is your space requirements, and fifth wheels are almost always going to win this battle. That's because they come with things like full-size appliances like this fridge that you see here. They often come with islands and a ton of counter space. They also come with a lot more interior and exterior storage, so you can bring a lot more stuff along. And they're just going to have more space in general, more or bigger slide outs. They're just very roomy. So if you are somebody who is bringing a lot of family along when you're camping, or maybe you're full-timing, fifth wheels are going to be great. If you are somebody who wants to spend more time outside when you're camping and not necessarily want to be in your trailer, travel trailers might still work for you. But in general, just because of the sheer spaciousness of fifth wheels, we're going to give that point to the fivers. Next up is the towing factor. Now a lot of people are kind of intimidated by the prospect of towing a fifth wheel down the road, but in general, as long as your truck is properly rated, you have the right equipment, you have good suspension, it's actually going to be a lot easier and more stable than towing a travel trailer, and that's just because of the way a fifth wheel hooks up to your truck. It's going to sit over the rear axle and provide a lot more stability and control than a travel trailer will. So in this regard, we're going to give the point to the fifth wheels for actually being easier to tow than their travel trailer counterparts. Next thing you want to think about is where are you camping? Travel trailers are going to have a lot more versatility in this regard. You can get into a lot of campsites with fifth wheels or travel trailers, but some campsites do have length restrictions that you're more likely to hit if you have a really long fifth wheel. Not that you can't hit it with travel trailers, but fifth wheels are generally longer. So just consider that. Look into some campgrounds that you might want to camp in and see what kind of sites are available. Another thing, if you want to boondock, travel trailers are pretty much always going to be more versatile here, especially the smaller ones. They can get into spaces that fifth wheels have a lot more trouble with. You also want to consider the height of your trailer. You're going to run into a lot more issues with fifth wheels just because they're taller. You need to look out for tree branches, even low-hanging bridges. There are things that can come and knock off your AC units or scratch your roof. So that's going to be a consideration, again, especially if you're boondocking, if you're in a more remote, a little bit more messy campsite that has a lot of trees and stuff around. So you're going to have a lot more versatility with a travel trailer. So we're going to give the point to the travel trailers again here. The last thing I want to bring up is layouts. So travel trailers and fifth wheels are both going to have a variety of layouts. For instance, the fifth wheel that I'm standing in right now has a bedroom behind me, and it's also going to have a bedroom at the top of the stairs over here. In general, fifth wheels are always going to have a set of stairs and some kind of room at the top, usually a bedroom, but I've seen them become living rooms and other types of rooms as well. Stairs themselves can be a pro or a con for the layout, depending on if you are comfortable doing stairs, if you want that little bit more of a homey feel that come with having stairs and a little bit more room in a fifth wheel and separate bedrooms. It's really just a matter of personal preference though, so in this case we're going to give travel trailers and fifth wheels a tie. I recommend just going out and standing in a bunch of different campers and checking them out and seeing what's going to work for you. So the final scores are in, are travel trailers and fifth wheels. So which one wins? Neither, or both. So points don't matter so much as figuring out what's going to work best for you. There is no best overall, it's just a matter of what you value, where you camp, how you camp, and what you prefer. For me personally, I prefer a travel trailer because I want something that's easy to tow, and I prefer spending more time outdoors when I'm camping, but I know people who absolutely love their fifth wheels and wouldn't trade them for anything. So hopefully this video helped you outline a couple of the differences between them and figure out what's going to work best for you. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below. We are only a click or a call away. See you next time. If you guys like that content and want to check out our next video, go ahead and click this button over here. If you'd like to subscribe and check out the videos by our other Team COD trailer, go ahead and click this button over here. And if you want to just keep learning more about this topic, go ahead and check out our playlist over here.